Rasmus Hojlund and Marcus Rashford have gone ahead to get backed by Erik ten Hag and has gone ahead to obviously say that these are my people I'm looking at to obviously score my goals. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where you watching us from? Go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share if you're watching us for the very first time, and never to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David remains my name, and obviously we're here to obviously discuss lots of things concerning Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Hojlund, Anton Martial. There is tomorrow's game or today's game, Sergio Roglan, and very many others as it stands now. Erik ten Hag has gone ahead and obviously approved that these two are obviously going to really blossom. They're going to explode, and we are obviously going to see goals coming in between them. So we thank God for the gift of life. It's a Tuesday. Hope you guys are really having a fantastic stay everywhere you are. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as all this is really concerned. Smash the like button close to 100 times and let's get it rolling. Now, when you look at Rashford and Rasmus Hojlund, they are really trying to find connection in between themselves. And as I told you that for Rasmus Hojlund, he's just doing his preseason with his players of Man United because he was not here and he doesn't know exactly how to act when he's with them on the field of play. So they're just reading his runs and they're just trying to get themselves all to know themselves better on the field of play. Now, Rasmus Hojlund, Erik ten Hag, during the presser today ahead of the Copenhagen game that is a must-win for the club of Man United, he has gone ahead and said the following about him. He said, as soon as he arrived, he brought a lot to the team when the automatisms are better. He will have more time to make better decisions and score more goals. He's a player who will always be in a position to score on our team. That comes in from none other than Erik ten Hag. So Erik ten Hag first backed Rasmus Hojlund that he's obviously going to go ahead and obviously score very many goals. And we know to it that over the weekend, they fed him through very many times. He came close 3 times and he couldn't find that ball in the back of the net. By the way, I had predicted that he was going to score his first Premier League goal when he was playing alongside, when played against Sheffield, but he never scored. And I think there is a hat-trick of him or a brace today in the Champions League, because I think it's a little bit easier to play alongside teams that aren't in the Premier League because there is a huge difference in quality. You know, a team in the Premier League can be spending close to 60-70 million pounds, and Copenhagen is a team that can only spend like 20 million pounds or 30 million pounds every summer transfer window. So it shows you the difference in quality, that the competition in the Premier League is really huge and no league in the world comes close to the Premier League. So you rather play a team like Copenhagen other than playing a team like Burnley at Old Trafford, because these are players whose intensity is really at a different level altogether and their workaholicism is really high. So for Rasmus Hojlund, ten Hag is backing him to obviously coming through and really take this team to the next level by really scoring in goals. Then after that, he went ahead and really said the following about Rasmus Hojlund and Marcus Rashford, that I'm sure he will score goals. I'm confident he's gonna do that, and Rashford too. I think Rasmus Hojlund is a player who will always be in scoring positions in our team. That is it. Talking about a perfect number 9 in the club of Man United, this guy comes in through. You know, he makes runs of a typical number 9. That is Rasmus Hojlund for you, and that's why we all believe in him, that all what we need to do is to see to it that service comes in through. And one of the things I'm going to hate to obviously cut short his supply is the lack of a left back at the club of Man United. You know, because you saw to it that however much Lindelof got himself an assist, but all we want are the crosses coming in from a left back going into the 18 yards box area of the opponent. This pass was obviously outside the 18 yards box area and it was around the D of Sheffield. That's where Dalot went in for a very good curling shot into the back of the net to make it 2-1 for the club of Man United. Now, I want Sergio Roglan to be playing into this game. That's what I want. I want to see Sergio Roglan playing into this game of Manchester United versus Copenhagen. And if at all he comes in through to play on the left wing, on the left back, and Dalot plays on the right, all we'll be needing is to see to it that we get in multiple crosses, crosses, pullbacks, and ground line breaking passes. That's what we'll be needing. And if at all you get in 5 from Dalot and Hojlund in each half, those are like 10. Rasmus Hojlund can meet one and obviously score. The same applies to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford too needs to be having a left back who is really overlapping to obviously see to it that when he's getting that ball, he has an overlapping left back that obviously knows him better, especially when he's playing with Malacia and Luke Shaw. You see to it that things are really different altogether. And for Sergio Hojlund, Rashford doesn't play a lot onto the wide left area. He's always into the half spaces, the left half spaces. That's where he runs, and he adds himself onto Rasmus Hojlund in the box, such that we increase the number of bodies we have in the 18-yard box area of the opponent. That is really crucial, and that's why we need a player like Sergio Hojlund to come in through. So when Rashford comes into the box, that means we are having 2 players who are really good at really scoring, whether with the aerial crosses or the floor crosses. So that's what we need, because sometimes you're not going to be winning through the creativity from Bruno Fernandes or not, but you need to spread that ball wide. You need to use the width of the pitch, and using the width of the pitch works best when you're really having fullbacks that are obviously competent, like you see Dalot and how he's really thriving onto the right attacking side of the pitch of Manchester United. So when Hojlund comes in through, the balance is obviously going to be in epic form, and I think it's going to help Rasmus Hojlund and Marcus Rashford. That's why Erik ten Hag is backing this duo to obviously come in through and obviously score goals. And we really believe that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time that this team really starts killing off these chances. And I've seen people coming out and really dragging Man United versus Sheffield that they never really played very well. Guys, I told you, if you are really calling in for a style of play and a win that is really convincing, switch off your TVs and stop watching Manchester United until the beginning of next season. The beginning of next season, that's when Erik ten Hag is obviously going to be having a team that can play what he wants. That is it. Because he'll retain Amrabat, he'll be having Casemiro, he'll having Bruno Fernandes, Lisandro Martinez, he'll have gotten in a right-sided centre-back. He would have gone ahead to go in for maybe another centre-forward, and other players at the club of Man United. So next season is when you should call in for beauty, winning with class, with flair, being fluid, in the final third, But this time round, all what you should pray for is that we should kill off most of the chances that we create. All half of the chances that we create should be killed off into the back of the net of the opponent, and we should stop being porous at the back. That's what you should look at. And for me, I only want to see Marcus Rashford score his goals, Hojlund score his goals, and Casemiro and Amrabat shielding that back four very well. That is it. So that's all I want this season, And by doing so, we can win lots and lots of games. And next season, we'll call for a style of play at the club of Man United. Because even Arteta, it took him close to 2 seasons and a half to find Arsenal playing the way it's playing. Even this season, you see to it that they are not playing as good as they used to play last season. And you're seeing it. So it's really one of those things that we should keep an eye on, and obviously keep our eyes really going on and on. See to it that we really keep it going and going and going and going. Now, after that, Ten Hag went ahead and really said about Rasmus Hojlund playing against his former side. He says it's a special game for him. He grew up in the club and he will be highly motivated. It's important that he sends that in the right direction. Obviously, he grew up at Copenhagen, and even his brother plays there. So tomorrow they are facing off one another. It's going to be a very good encounter, and you're going to be here doing the needful. And tomorrow is obviously going to be a day that we unleash one of the special items that have been promising on this channel for a very long time. Most of you have always wanted to come in here and obviously talk with me, discuss with me about the game of football. And I think tomorrow, all today, Tuesday, it's starting off here onto the United Matters channel, courtesy of your viewership that's going to help us gather some funds and obviously getting these softwares that are obviously going to take us to where to be. But I think he's going to score against Copenhagen. That is it. Looks like he's going to make his huge mark in the Champions League this season by scoring even 10 goals. In 2 games, he has 3, and we are left with 4 to go. Copenhagen at Old Trafford, Copenhagen away from home, Galatasaray away from home, and Bayern Munich at Old Trafford. So, and by the time Bayern Munich comes in through, I think stability would have gone ahead to obviously increase in the squad of Man United. By the time we play them, Bissaka might be back because we're going to play them on the 12th of December. Malacia will be back, meaning that at least we'll be having players that can obviously balance off very well. So we are lacking balance onto that left side, and the right back is also really a problem because we are really blowing our pink finger every time we see Dalot play, because we have to see to it that he doesn't get injured. You know, he needs to play until December when Bissaka really comes up to show up. So that is it about Erik ten Hag talking about Rasmus Hojlund and Marcus Rashford. He also talked about Anton Martial and Rasmus Hojlund and on whether these two can obviously play together. He said they can play together because Anton Martial is also available to play from the side. So Ten Hag has tried out Rasmus Hojlund and Martial playing together, I think twice. Against Bayern Munich, he brought Anton Martial on. Against Galatasaray, he brought Anton Martial on and played with Rasmus Hojlund. Against Brentford, he brought Anton Martial and he played alongside Rasmus Hojlund. They were playing a twin. It was like they were playing a 4-4-2 with Garnacho playing as a left winger. I think this guy, it was Mason Mount switched onto the right, or Bruno Fernandes, and then Rasmus Hojlund and Martial were really playing together. And I think Martial can play with any number 9 like Rasmus Hojlund, because for him, he just drops deep into the midfield and gets that ball and then feeds it to him. You know, one of the best attributes that Anton Martial really possesses is him not being a selfish player. He's not selfish, and he obviously see himself really sit well and obviously take on the rest that we deserve as a team of Manchester United. So to me, all in all, I really want to obviously come out and see how this is going to operate. Or Ten Hag shocks us tomorrow and obviously starts with a 4-4-2. You know, we are waiting to see how that's going to happen at Old Trafford. But he went ahead and obviously talked about the depth of Man United and what he expects about the game of football today as we take on the side. And he said about the midfield depth at the back, we don't have a lot of numbers, but in the midfield, there is a lot of competition. Obviously, talking about the midfield, a lot of competition. Casemiro is back. He trained today, but he's out of this game because he got a red card. Sofian Amrabat is here, available. Mason Mount is available. Scott McTominay is available. Kobe Menu is available. Hannibal is available. Eriksson is available. Mason Mount is available. Bruno Fernandes is available. Donny van Beek is available. Those are 10 players in the midfield with the likes of Danny Gore. You get? So for the midfield, we are sorted. And even when Bruno gets an injury, we cannot miss him. Let me tell you the truth, because Hannibal can come in and do the job. Eriksson can do the job. Donny van Beek can do the job. And I think even Mason Mount can come in through and get that job done and dusted. And get it done and dusted. That is it concerning the midfield depth. But in the central defense, we are really lacking quality. We are really lacking depth. Right back, we are only having one. That is none other than Diego Dalot. Left back, we're only having Sergio Reguilon, who missed the last 4-5 games of Man United. You know, he's just back. That means for the last 5 games we played without a left back. That is really very shocking. And in the central defense, at least we know we have Evans, Harry Maguire, Lindelof and Rafael Varane. For that, we okay, but we need those fullbacks to get back. Bissaka to get back, and this other guy, Malacia, to get back. To see to it that we are really having options into those left back positions. Then he was asked about the importance of today's game. He said we have to win every game. If you lose the first 2 games, you definitely have to win, you know. So that is the importance of today's game. We've gone ahead to lose the first 2 games, and we are only left with one thing: winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And he gave us some good news about the return of Sergio Hojlund and as to why he never played against Sheffield. He said, yes, we hope to have more players back. Sergio Hojlund trained all week. Today he will train. Then we have to assess if his game far all can be available for the squad. Now, when we are playing Sheffield, we are all shocked about not him being part of the squad that came on to face Sheffield. But I think, as I told you, what was the aim of Erik ten Hag? The aim was simple. The aim was obviously simple. He wanted him to obviously come in through and be fit to play the side of Copenhagen, because it's important for us to win that game. If we beat Copenhagen here, we go to their stadium and beat them there, that will be done business for us. 6 points collected. Then as we go after the international break to play against Galatasaray at their stadium, we can obviously beat them from there, or even beat Bayern Munich at Old Trafford, because it's not that we almost killed them at their stadium. And by the time we play them, most of our players will be back and will be really ready to go on and play. So guys, your thoughts on Erik ten Hag approving or backing the Rashford-Hojlund duo? You get to really explode a World Cup in the comment section below. We can obviously call it Rash-Ho, you know, Rash-Ho, you know, we can call it Rash-Ho. That is the Rash-Ho combination. Rash standing for Rashford and Ho standing for Hojlund. Rash-Ho combination. Would like to see lots of fruits coming out of that. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I sign out for now. See you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. I'm calling for reactions in the comment section below. More videos are really coming in through. I sign out. Bye bye.